Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Hare Hare. Namah Om Hara Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Hare Hare. Namah Om Hara Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Namaste. And now we are going to start to talk a little bit more about the mind. The mind concept in Ayurveda, Yoga, and Jyotish. The mind, from a Vedic perspective, is a material stuff, and it's acting mainly on the Manomaya kosha. We can feel it, but we cannot grab it. And the mind, in Jyotish, is seen usually on a more materialistic perspective as the most important trace for our self-identity. Whoa! I am a person that likes to do this, I'm a person that don't like this, I'm a person that loves this, I'm a person that hates this, I'm a person that have emotions about things and desires and aversions. So in yoga, if you want to have a peaceful existence, you have to start to observing the strong desires, ragas, and the aversions, wishes, that create all this going, craving for pleasure, and flying away from pain and all this stuff. From a hedonistic point of view, we are just things that goes for pleasures and flights from pain. From a yogic perspective, we are much more than this. But we are also this in a more lower level, animal level, materialistic level. And our mind is represented in Jyotish by the moon. The moon swings, shifts, changes all the time. If you want a secret, just take a note that your mind doesn't stay more than 2 days and 1/4 in the same frequency. There are some specific regions for that. But for now, much more than analytical concepts, observe if you can stay in a very similar pattern, mental pattern, for more than 2 days and 1 quarter. It can be happy, it can be sad, it can be angry, it can be sorrow, it can be anything. Just observe this and see in your life if it makes some sense. The moon and the mind are intimately related in Vedic perspective, just as the sun and the soul. So, in our birth chart in Jyotish, we have three main points of seeing the person. The soul by the sun, that the person usually, if it's not spiritually oriented, it's not going to make any sense. It's veiled by the other layers of existence, the material layers of existence, and this more subtle layer is not so clear or accessible. And the mind, the third layer that we spoke, Anamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya Kosha, is the one that we usually self-identify with transient, changeable stuff. So in Western astrology, Greek astrology, your sun sign is the most important placement in your map, in your chart. From a Vedic perspective, even though we have some 22, 24 adjustment that I'm not going to speak now, the sun is also the most important thing, but not for common people, not for 90%, 95% of world population that are not interested directly in taking spiritual practices of any religion, doesn't matter. For these people that are willing to work, have money, spend money, making family, traveling, all this stuff, the most important sign in your chart is the moon chart, Chandra. This is what the person says, I'm this, I'm not that, I like this, I don't like that. And the moon also represents our past lives. The sun represents our future potential, and the moon represents what we have been thinking that we are, our mental and metabolic patterns. So, for now, when a person asks in Jyotish, what is your sign? The most probable answer that the person is going to get is the moon sign, the solar sign where the moon is placed, and also the moon sign of lunar signs that only exist on Vedic astrology. The nakshatras are a huge and immense important aspect of Jyotish knowledge, and make fine-tune about the solar signs. In each sign, solar sign, there are 2.5 lunar signs, nakshatras, lunar mansions. And in each of these lunar mansions, there are 4 different specificities of characteristics that makes one personality of a person that has the moon in Aries, very different. In the first 13 degrees 20 minutes, it's one nakshatra. From the next 13:20, from the next 13:20, so there is 2.5 of this in 30 degrees of solar sign. And in each of these 13 and 20 degrees, there are 4 equal divisions that makes each one of these 3 and something degrees, 3.3 I think, very different. So in just one sign, one sun sign in Jyotish, we can have more or less 10 different personalities for the same placement of a moon in one sun sign. If you got confused, don't worry. Just take a smile and relax. It's going to make some sense little by little. And if it doesn't make any sense too, doesn't matter so much. If you wanna have online consultations, please contact my email namaste.tiago@gmail.com. Namaste!